So which backpack do you choose? I get it. There are so many options out there. It can be overwhelming, but you can't let a bad backpack ruin your trip. So I did all the research, personally purchased, and rigorously tested the top backpacks available today. Deuter, Gregory, Granite Gear, Osprey, Mystery Ranch, REI. And in this video, I'm giving you my top 3 most durable and comfortable packs for multi-day camping trips in 2025. These are the best of the best, tested and trail proven. Hey, I'm Matt and I lead adventure trips to epic places for refreshment and renewal. Download my free Best Camping Experience gear and clothing guide with all the high quality outdoor gear, gadgets, tools, and clothing I own and recommend you put in your pack. The link is below. This is the Gregory Baltoro. I've taken this backpack from Idaho to Montana to Wyoming and Colorado. This is a well-respected backcountry workhorse that's got everything you need for long weekends and multi-day trips. This thing is built like a tank and yet it rides like a Cadillac. This is the 65-liter Baltoro. It weighs in at 4 pounds, 9 ounces. I also have a 75-liter Baltoro, which weighs in at 5 pounds, 1 ounce. These packs are identical, just different volumes. The carry weight on the Baltoro is 50 pounds. It's made of 210D nylon with a 630D reinforced nylon bottom. All right, let's look at the suspension system on the Baltoro. One of the things that you'll notice is the shoulder straps are curved. This not only helps them fit your body better, but they also have some movement to them when you're on the trail. It has a really nice back frame for good ventilation. I find this is very comfortable. It has a really nice lumbar pad here that keeps the pack from moving too far up or too far down on my body, which if a pack moves too far down all the time like this, it'll push your pants down. You're constantly pulling your pants up on the trail. Not so with the Baltoro. The hip belt is nice and padded. It also has movement to it. And I really like the grab handles on these hip belt pockets. I carry chapstick, sunglasses, pocket knife here, and it's very accessible, easy to get in and out of. I really like the suspension system on the Baltoro. Got a nice grab handle here for picking up and putting down as well. All right, let's look at the front side of the Baltoro. The first thing that I like about this side of the pack is this nice stash pocket. This is very convenient for something that you need to access quickly, like your rain jacket or your rain pants. It's also really helpful to carry wet items, for example, your shoes for water crossings or those socks that got wet the day before, or your rain fly, things that you want on the outside of your pack because you don't want them to get what's on the inside of your pack wet, but also they dry a little bit more quickly when they're out here exposed to the sun and the wind. I really like this pocket on the Baltoro. Very roomy, very, very convenient. The second pocket feature on the Baltoro are these long vertical side pockets with, again, these really nice zipper pulls on them. This is great. A rain jacket, rain pants. You can even stick your tent here. I really like these pockets. They're very, very convenient and easy to get in and out of when you're on the go or you're just taking a quick break. The Baltoro also has very roomy side water bottle pockets. These are on both sides, and you can see this one is a little bit angled, which makes it easier to reach back there and grab your Nalgene. Now let's look at the main compartment. There is a nice used zipper on front to where you can access the main compartment this way. So very spacious, very roomy. Inside there is a pouch for your water reservoir. This has a nice bright lining on it that makes it easier to find things, particularly at night. And then of course you have your traditional access from the top. Again, Gregory does a good job with these grab handles. There's one here, there's one here. Incredibly convenient. I really like this. And then your traditional way to get into the bag here. Internal hydration sleeve here with 2 exit points for your nozzle to come out on the left side or the right side, whichever way you prefer. I like the lid a lot on the Baltoro. On the inside, there is a zippered compartment, and Gregory supplies you with a rain fly, which I think is a very nice touch. And on the outside, there are 2 zippers, one on either side, to give you access to 2 different pockets. I've never had the Baltoro slip, sag, or dig into my hips. This is just a solid, stable, supportive backpack, even when carrying up to 40 pounds on extended trips. Yeah, it is a bit on the heavier side, and the stiff foam on the shoulder pads and the hip belt take a day or so to break in, but once that foam molds to your body, it really feels like a secure and custom fit. The Baltoro comes in at $329.95. The Gregory Baltoro is a heavy duty hauler that's made to go the distance. So if you're heading into big country with big mileage, this is your pack. In fact, this is the pack that I use to outfit participants on my guided adventure trips. And speaking of trips, if you're ready for a soul refreshing adventure, check out my Explorer adventure, backpacking and fly fishing in Wyoming, Voyager adventure, canoeing and hunting grouse with slingshots in northern Minnesota, or Scout adventure, primitive survival skills in camping in the Texas Hill Country woods. Links are below. This is the Mystery Ranch Bridger 65. This pack is named after Jim Bridger, a legendary American frontiersman, trapper, scout, and explorer who helped open the American West through his deep knowledge of native lands, rivers, and mountain passes. Bridger was known for his rugged independence, colorful storytelling, and remarkable survival skills, and I love that Mystery Ranch names this pack after him. This pack caught my eye when it was introduced a few years ago, so I did a ton of research and was shocked by the incredible features and the comfort people raved about. So I picked one up for myself and I put it to the test. So far, I've taken it on 3 multi-day trips, ironically, in Bridger National Forest in Wyoming. This backpack is the Swiss Army knife of backpacks. This is 65 liters. It weighs 5.5 pounds, and the carry weight is up to 55 pounds. That is top in its class. It's made with 100D ripstop nylon, and this pack is built around an endurance yoke system. Let's take a look at the shoulder straps. Look how beefy these straps are and incredibly well padded. I like the pockets on these shoulder straps. You could put a small water bottle here. I use them for my sunglasses, really convenient. It has these different loops and places for attachment of D-rings or strapping something on. Of course, it has a sternum strap, but check out the beefiness of these hip belt pads. My goodness, very, very, very beefy. Again, pockets on the Bridger are nice, and this mesh allows for air and water drainage, which is really nice on your hip belt pockets, easy to get in and out of. And look at the padding on the back. You've got ventilation here, airflow here. The adjustment on the Bridger takes a little bit getting used to. It's kind of difficult, but once you figure it out, it's super easy to adjust. All right, now let's look at the front side of the Bridger. So many pocket features to show you here. But first, look at the daisy chains running on either side of this external pocket, so you can attach all sorts of stuff to the front of this backpack. And you'll notice these 2 zipper pulls here. What is that? This is like this beaver flap pocket up front. Notice how nice those YKK zippers are. I really didn't even have to use the zipper pulls. You can just pull this down. But look, you've got a great pocket here, and you've got another zippered pocket here. for convenient storage, for clothing, for quick access to your rain jacket, your rain pants, whatever you might want to store on this back pocket. I really love this feature of the Bridger. Most of the time, I'm getting in and out of my backpack just through the traditional way of going up front. This has a nice pull closure on it to keep things snug and together. But again, just to show you the amazing features, you can see this little clip lock here allows you to access this backpack all the way open. Like, that is amazing. So look at the inside of this pack. You have your hydration sleeve here with a nice way to hook that on to keep it in place. You have these two long vertical mesh pockets running down the side. Very, very well thought out and designed. Let's look at this another way. If you open up this administration panel and this quick access here, you can see you've got storage here, and then on the inside, plenty of room in a 65-liter pack. It's just super well designed. The Bridger is so well organized, so many options to store your stuff. It's got a place for everything. Oh, but wait, there's more. Check out this sleeping bag compartment. This is a incredibly unique design because it doesn't have the traditional U-shaped zipper. It's got more of a pouch that gives you more access and greater room to get your sleeping bag in and out of the bottom compartment. Very thoughtful and very convenient. I love the sleeping bag compartment on the Bridger. It's better than any other pack that I have. You'll also see that the bottom is reinforced with 330D nylon for extra durability, and you have straps on the bottom for your ground pad, sit pad, whatever you want to put on the bottom of your pack. Okay, but it gets even better. The lid on the Bridger. Let's look at the lid on the Bridger. First of all, it has these attachment points on top. I really like that. And the lid itself is very big. It has a nice zippered compartment here, and it's just super roomy. I like the key holder here. I always put my key up here in my wallet, and usually a permit or some kind of map up here because it's easy to get to, and I feel like it's really safe in a zippered compartment in a zippered top pack. But here's what's really cool about this lid. It's removable, and you don't have to also remove the hip belt to make this a small butt pack or fanny pack, because check this out. It has its own hip belt built right into it. So you can take this off and put whatever you need in and go. I use this all the time for a quick summit or a day out of base camp to fish. So hands down, the Bridger 65 wins for best organization. Every item has a place to go. No more digging through the black hole just to find your gear. This thing is amazing. It MSRPs at $375, and the only downside is the weight at 5.5 pounds. And yes, I get it. 2 or 3 pounds of extra backpack weight, especially on extended trips or through hiking, it can be a lot. But for most backpackers who are going out for 3 to 6 days, there are a lot of other really good ways you can save weight if you want this kind of durability and organization. And as my survival instructor always said, stop whining about 2 or 3 pounds. Hit the weight room and just get stronger. And he's got a point. Definitely not ultralight, but it is a heavy load hauler that's supremely comfortable and the best organization of any pack that I own. Now, when I started doing research into lightweight backpacks, the trouble I found is that most of the options were either too expensive or they lacked just some of the basic features that I want in a backpack. So it was a totally frustrating search. So I kept reading reviews and watching videos, and I reached out to several friends, and one backpack kept emerging in the conversation. It is the Granite Gear Blaze 60, and it's changed my whole backpacking game. I've taken this pack on 4 different 8 to 10 day trips, and this is now my go-to pack for any long distance multi-day trek. The Blaze is a lightweight 3 pounds, and yet it is still very comfortable with heavy loads. The max carry is 50 pounds. I've had 42 pounds in this pack, and it was fine. The material is 100D aerobic nylon with a DWR coating. All right, now let's look at the suspension on the Blaze 60. The shoulder pads are well made. They've got a great foam to them. They are very comfortable. There are different attachment points here. The hip belt is also nicely padded, and it has these hip belt pockets on both sides. Look at the back. You'll notice how cushy this backpack is, and it's also cut for airflow, and it rides really close to my back for a very, very comfortable carry, especially with heavy loads. You can see the adjustment system here. This is the easiest backpack to adjust for torso length of any backpack I own. Very well thought out. Here there is an interior reservoir pocket and accessibility for your hose and nozzle from left and right side, depending on how you carry that. All right, now let's flip this around and look at some of the pocket features. Very simple on the Blaze 60. The first thing is this long stash pouch here. You can see how deep it goes. This goes all the way the length of the backpack. Rain jacket, rain pants, your tarp, whatever you want to put here that you don't want inside your pack for either accessibility or because it's wet and you want it to dry on the outside. Then you have great water bottle pockets that are as big as any water bottle pocket of any backpack that I own. Very, very roomy here, which makes it easy not only to put a water bottle in there, but also your fishing pole case, your fly rod case in here if you carry something like that, or your tent poles. Now, there is no sleeping bag compartment on the Blaze. I don't find that to be a problem. My sleeping bag's just the first thing in and the last thing out. Doesn't bother me a bit. The main compartment of the Blaze is accessible in 2 ways. One, your typical cinch opening enclosure up top, and there is a zipper that runs along one side that gives you quick access on one side of the back of the pack. Very nice feature here. Now let's take a look at the lid. Very basic lid on the Blaze. Accessible pocket here. Just really simple. Again, the Blaze is a simple, basic design. It has all the functionality and the comfort that you need in a backpack. It just doesn't have a bunch of frills. And in doing that with really great high quality, lightweight fabrics, it enables you to come up with a backpack that's perfect at 3 pounds and can carry a max load of 50 pounds. This pack punches way above its weight class. And the Blaze doesn't skimp on those excellent features to save weight. And MSRP's at $299.95. However, this is currently on sale. Wait for it. $179. $179. I'll leave a link below. I was so moved by that great price. You can see I bought a second Blaze right back here. That's how much I love this backpack. I now have two, and I don't just do that for myself. I'm going to offer that to someone on my Explore Adventure trip this summer so that they can experience the lightweight, heavy load carrying comfort of the Blaze 60. It's just rare to find a quality pack this lightweight that can also comfortably tote heavy loads like the Blaze does. The only downside to the Blaze is the buckles. The buckles are a little bit small all the way around this pack. Now, that does not bother me, but I can see that if you were carrying this pack in the winter and you were wearing gloves, some of these buckles might be a little bit challenging to open and close. But I think it's a small price to pay for everything else that you get in this pack. This is a lightweight load hauler that is both comfortable and full of features. It's well priced, and considering how much this pack carries and how little it weighs, I think it's a fantastic pack for most backpackers and my #1 recommended backpack. These are my top 3 best durable backpacks for multi-day camping trips in 2025. The Granite Gear Blaze 60. Simple, lightweight, this backpack is a legend. The Mystery Ranch Bridger 65. If a tank married a closet organizer, the baby's name would definitely be Bridger. And the Gregory Baltoro in the 65 or the 75, the best all-arounder. But no matter which one you choose, you're getting a battle-tested pack that won't let you down when the trail gets tough. So which one are you thinking about picking? Let me know in the comments below. I reply to every single one. And hey, if this video helped, help me by giving it a like, hit subscribe, and check out one of these other gear review videos to get dialed in before your next trip. And remember, don't just buy high-quality outdoor gear and clothing. Get out there and use it.